in the news a lot this week, but got a hero's welcome here inside Millett Hall, and a packed Millett Hall at that as we are underway. So glad you're with us for the home finale here tonight as Brent Byers gets Miami off and running.
And Miami really needs that because Byers has struggled a little bit at times over the last few games. He gets the first one to go. It looked like they set up the offense specifically for him to get a mid-ranger.
Just 2 points for him in the win against Western Michigan on Friday. That was a season low for Byers, but he gets Miami's first bucket. Looking for an answer. Three's a little bit long for Sean Craig and deflected out of bounds on the rebound. This Toledo team is excellent shooting the three ball. Given how well they shoot it, they actually don't take a ton of shots from beyond the arc, but that was an area that Todd Kowalczyk said he wanted to improve upon in recruiting. They wanted more shooters. They've got them this year.
Yeah, Miami has to be aware of that.
Woolfolk one-on-one, pulls up and knocks it down. That's a post matchup to keep an eye on. Couple of Ohio natives, Woolfolk and Austin Parks, and it's 4-0 Redhawks here to begin. Again, it's Parks who transferred in after 2 years at Ohio State, dumps it off down low, and Sean Craig, the transfer from IU Indy, gets the Rockets on the board.
Good patience that time by Parks. He waited for Craig to get open and then was able to deliver it right under the basket.
Elmer circles, Luke Skaljak back in, finds Byers. Little short on the three, and a rebound run down by Sean Craig of Toledo.
Yeah, that's what we've seen from the Redhawks. Some of their outside shooting, they've been short. You wonder if their legs are starting to get heavy as the season has wore on.
Game number 30 for both these teams. Strong airs out a three, rattles off, and a rebound to Antoine Woolfolk.
Good job by Miami early on the defensive boards. That's something they need to do. Toledo did a good job against OU.
Poked out, here's Blyden, the freshman goes up high, and it goes in and out, and Byers has the rebound. Skaljak, fade away, Buttery. Welcome back for Luke Skaljak. He's got his first points.
And Miami won't run a lot, but if you give it to them, they will take it. And again, Skaljak back after missing that last game with the hand injury.
Turned over by Toledo, and this place is on fire to start. Miami leading at 6-2. That was the second game that Skaljak missed this year. And Randy, if you think back to the first one as well against UMass, when Skaljak was out with illness, Miami sorely needed him there. They sorely needed him against Western Michigan. Huge to have him back.
Yeah, it's not just the points that he provides or the assists, but it's that leadership on the court and running the team that they miss.
Elmer catches inside. He's swarmed. It's punched away, but he gets it back. Miami resets. And the shot clock improperly reset there. So brief stoppage, 2.5 minutes in. Miami with the early edge. And Hawks come in at 29-0. They've cracked the top 20 in the AP poll. Highest rank since the early 1950s for Miami.
Miami now will inbounds from the side. They knocked 7 seconds off the shot clock. So plenty of time for the Redhawks with 13 and now 12 to go.
Skaljak finds Elmer. Thought about the three. Toledo getting a ton of deflections. It falls to Elmer. Can't hit it at the death of the shot clock. But another deflection. This time goes Miami's way.
Yeah, good hands, quick hands, and again a shot clock issue as that ball was turned over really quickly. And I guess they're going to talk about whether or not the possession actually switched over to Toledo off the shot. If so, then I think it resets to a lower number, but they're going to say they're going to go from there. So 28 is where we start this one.
So they get a full 30-second possession out of this. Skaljak prods through. Now it's Woolfolk. Back outside, nearly threw it away. Suter pulls up. He hits it. Suter, who was honored right before this game for his 1,500th career point. And that's a heat check to start this one off, and the Redhawks go up 7.
Yeah, Miami shooting the ball very well here early, and also quick hands on defense.
Think back to the first meeting. Miami shot Toledo out of their own gym in the first half. Rockets looking for an answer. That one's long for Blyden. Fight for the rebound, and a foul on the floor. I believe they'll get Suter here, and they will.
Yeah, at that time he jumped a little bit late as Strong had the early jump and had possession of the ball, and you can see there, right there, just jumped into him from behind did Suter. Suter got into foul trouble on Friday against Western Michigan. In fact, fouled out with about 8 minutes to go in that one.
Yes, that was a major problem. Suter's had a couple of games this season where his minutes have been limited due to some foul trouble. That was the toughest it's been for him so far, over 7 minutes without him. Wilson misfires on a 3. Quiet start for the Toledo Star as Trey Perry is into the game, the hero on Friday.
Yeah, got his first career start, hit the game winner right at the buzzer.
And confident shooting to start this one off. The freshman from nearby Liberty Township, just about 40 minutes from here, former Thunderhawk from Lakota East. It's Miami up 9. Craig again. It's got defenders jumping, but the ball pinned off the backboard by Ian Elmer. Byers nearly trapped. Outlets. Atlason swirls the iron. Perry in for the rebound and loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, and he's going to call for, he wants a foul. He's saying that his arm got pulled down. That's why he couldn't get possession of the ball.
That will not please this crowd, but overall they have loved what they've seen in the opening 4 minutes and change. All Miami so far. They're up 9 here in the home finale. That scramble over here to get you in, Coach, but glad to be joined alongside now by Miami Redhawks head man Glenn Boxon. Coach, I know you're a very forward-thinking guy. You're always thinking about what's next, and there's still more on the table for you guys, one more in the regular season, and obviously the main goal, which is Cleveland next week. But have you had a chance really to reflect on what you guys have done this year and really how special this has been over these last few months?
In moments, little reflection, but you know, you got to stay in the moment, you know, because you just you can't take anything for granted. You know that these are really good teams and these are really good coaches, and you know, I try to enjoy it the best I can. You just want to stay ahead. I'm sorry, I can't articulate anything.
Perfectly fine. Well, for you now, been here a few seasons, and Amber Treader is a player that's been with you here right from the start, obviously coming in from the previous staff, but retained by you, and a player that was really all you had, it felt like at times early on, and has now got a lot more talent around her. But to have a night like this on the night that clinches it, what does it mean to you, having seen her development over these last couple seasons and seeing what she turns into?
Well, it means a lot because, you know, I feel like we've grown up a lot. You know, this has been a different stage personally in my career, in my life, and you know, I've gotten an opportunity to enjoy it with her, you know, and it's even more fun to watch her, you know, blossom into the leader that she is. And so, you know, this has just been a tremendous, you know, relationship that I don't take for granted.
Well, Coach, you got some net cutting to do.
Yes.
You got more on the line with the Battle of the Bricks coming up on
Yes.
Saturday, and
Yes.
of course, we'll see you in Cleveland. Thanks so
I
much.
appreciate
Congratulations.
you, my man. Thank you.
Coach Glenn Box joins us. Miami wins it over Kent State here tonight, 71-52. The Redhawks victors, and for the second straight night, the ladder is up, and they will cut down the nets here inside Millett Hall. 2-0 Evansville to the bottom half of the second. 4-5-6 coming up for Gateway, starting with Sawyer Smith. A rookie from the University of Kansas, back in the cleanup spot tonight. 1 for 5 yesterday with a couple of strikeouts. Yohan Gonzalez chose the slab for a second inning of work in the start. Covers his face with his glove and deals. Ground ball the other way, past the dive of Cruz and into left field for a base hit. Inside out for Smith, and he wastes no time to get aboard, brings the tying run to the plate. It's Jose Alvarez.
One of the things we've discovered about Smith so far this year is he's perfectly content to go the other way, and that wasn't even a bad pitch, but it was good enough for Smith to try and make Cruz make a play to his right into the hole.
A walk-off double he hit in his pro debut was just flicked down the opposite field line. That ball hit on the ground. Runner on first, pitch to Alvarez. Jam shot up the middle, base hit into center field. Alvarez actually got pretty good wood on that one. Smith puts the brakes on at second. That pitch came way on the inner half, but Alvarez got around to it, sent it back where it came from, first and second, nobody out, as the Grizzlies try to answer to a 2-0 lead in the home second and Abdiel Diaz comes to the plate.
It's kind of what makes Jose Alvarez a dangerous hitter as well. He can get around on those pitches inside, but if you throw him a pitch that's too good outside half, he can go the other way as well. Well, a couple of runners on base, tying runs. Want to move him if you're Yo-Yo.
Seen Abdiel Diaz bunt before. Pierce creeps in at third. First pitch. Outside. Breaking ball never came towards the back door. Diaz did not show bunt. 1-0. Good day for Diaz. Yesterday, 2 extra base hits. Double and a towering home run. 1-0. Low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Diaz with his green batting grip. He adjusts and steps back in. Switch hitter bats left. Slight knee bend. Now he crouches deeper. Gonzalez out of the stretch, whips it home. Low and away through the fastball this time. Struggled with command early in the first inning, but found it later on. Got a caught stealing to help him out in a minimum inning. But with first and second, nobody out after back-to-back hits. Gonzalez behind on the third batter of the inning, 3-0. His pitch, a strike, dug out of the lowest part of the zone by Justin Felix, 3-1.
In the first inning, you mentioned 7 of his first 8 pitches were out of the zone, and then the 3-0 to Gabe Holt was a called strike. He turned the inning around from there.
Wound up striking Holt out. 3-1 to Diaz. Down and out with the fastball. It's a walk.
If your Gateway got to take advantage of the opportunities given to you. We talked about that in the pregame show, about that's what they're going to need to do in the postseason, especially against some of the top flight starting pitchers that they'll be facing, top flight bullpen arms as well. Schallenberger a chance to do just that.
As good as the command has been for Gonzalez throughout the season, he has struggled with it lately, although he's been successful overall. He's walked 4 or more in 2 of his last 3 appearances. First pitch to Schallenberger. Flies in there for a strike with the slider at the knees, 0-1. Bases loaded, nobody out. Grizzlies down 2-0 in the home half of the second inning. Rookie Mark Schallenberger stands open in the lefty box. Pitch. Fastball sizzles high and away, 1-1.
You got this batting eye at the plate in this situation, where Gonzalez really wants to throw strikes. And if he doesn't throw strikes, Schallenberger's likely to see that.
1-1. Pitch to Schallenberger. Driven down the right field line. He flips the bat aside. It's fair. It is gone. Woo! How about another grand slam in this rookie season joyride for Mark Schallenberger? And Gateway leapfrogs in front in the second. It's 4-2.
That ball didn't even have a chance to go foul. 104 off the bat, an absolute rocket. Talk about coming through with a runner at third, less than 2 outs. Just hit it over the wall. It works every time. It's his 2nd grand slam of the season. Gateway's 9th in 2025.
14th home run overall for the rookie from St. Louis, Mark Schallenberger. And Gateway leads it by a pair as the bases clear out for Dale Thomas.